एक ही नहीं है। Hello Prakash, is it a holiday because of Bakrid? Because there is no other student in the class except you, and you also joined very late. You have any intimation regarding holiday? Eid holiday. Okay, so you are the only one in the class. So should I proceed? Should I proceed and start the class? Okay Prakash, so we'll just start with the class. I hope you can hear me. Okay, so the class today is of advertising and sales promotion. So what is advertising, Prakash? You might be having some idea about it. Can you just tell me what is advertising? Yes, Prakash. Exposing the product with more features for better information. Yeah, the basic purpose of advertising is to make your product known to the target customer. That is the basic purpose of advertising. And for this purpose, there are different means and methods of advertising. A mean or method may be very appropriate for a particular product, but it may be useless for another product, for another product or a class of the prospective customers. For example, if I have to advertise a good which is used by the people of elite class, the high society people, then in that case I can go for any type of advertising. Yes, radio, television, banners are different methods of advertising. Suppose the advertising is for the elite class, then I may just advertise in like a pamphlet may be put in the newspapers, and that will reach the people, and that too in the English newspaper, not in the local language newspaper. So it will reach the people who read English newspaper, and definitely they will be people who belong to elite class. Now if I have to make an advertisement about a event which is going to take place in the local ground on the festival of Eid or Bakrid, so that ground is located at the outskirts of the city, and you are just expecting the people from rural area to witness that event or the program. So in that case, the people will what will be the what will be the best way for advertising such an event? Will it be radio, television, or banners? Prakash, what do you think? It will be no, not television, because if suppose my target audience is the rural people and they do not have television, they do not read newspapers, they are illiterate. then in that case banners will serve. If I put banners at different places, just displaying that event is to take place at so and so place, at so and so date, and what this will be the timing, then definitely the target audience will be moved by that. Okay. So if we go by definition, then advertising is a form of communication that typically attempts to persuade potential to purchase or to consume more of a particular brand of product or service. The basic purpose is to persuade. Persuade means to request and to create a desire amongst the prospective customers to buy a particular product. Okay, and according to the American Marketing Association, advertising is any paid form of non-personal presentation of ideas, goods or services by an identified sponsor. Okay, Prakash, so this is the definition. Now we go to some other parts. So now types of advertisements on the basis of geographical spread, on the basis of demand influence. 1 minute. There is one more PPT, that is the main PPT, but it's not, there is some problem with it, it's not getting uploaded. I'll just try once again. Yes. So on the basis of target groups, on the basis of corporate philosophy, and on the basis of media. So advertisements are affected by these. The categories will be divided on the basis of these basics. It can be geographical basis, demand basis, the target audience, corporate philosophy, or the choice of media. The cheaper one will be selected, maybe. Now on the basis of geographical spread, since we are now discussing the different types of advertising, so on the basis of geographical area. National advertising. National is for the whole country as a whole. So geographically speaking, national advertising's range is extended to the territorial limits of the country. It's just within the country, not outside the country. The advertiser used the national media to inform the consumer about the product. Suppose your advertisement is being broadcasted on the national channel of the country. So that is advertising within the boundaries of the country, not for international customers, just for the local customers. The advertiser uses the national, local or regional language but prefers the national language. And it can be available in everywhere of the country and easily purchased. Now, what do you think? Can you give me one example of such type of advertising? An ad which you see on the national channel and it is just meant for a particular country. That product or that service, it is just meant for that particular country. So, is there any example you have in your mind regarding this? Any product or any service? Prakash. Okay, my question is, like, we are talking about national advertising. National advertising is the advertising that is done within the boundaries of the country. It is done just for the sake of promoting the sale of a product or a service just within the country. So, can you just tell me, is there any example which you can quote for such type of advertising? What type of ad do you expect to be broadcasted nationally? Problem with speaker. What? Can you not hear me? Am I audible to you properly? Okay, I'll just write the question. Example of national advertising. Okay, I'll give you the example. If I talk about national advertising, then the example which comes to my mind is the advertisement for like the health services which are run by the government, or the education schemes which are run by the government. The advertisements for these services are just broadcasted in the national channel, because the purpose is to reach the people of a country. For example, in India, we have Pulse Polio Mission. The example is a Pulse Polio Mission in India. This service is just for, have you heard of this, Prakash? Have you heard of Pulse Polio? Okay. So this mission is for the children who are living in India. So this is the reason why the advertisement is broadcasted on the national channel. So people become aware of it. So that is national advertising. Then the target audience is in the country only. For example, Aadhaar card. This Aadhaar card is a newly launched unique identification card for the common people. So it is, if this scheme is launched in India, then it will be beneficial only to the people of India. So advertisement for this will be done at the national television, so that more and more people of India will become aware of this. Okay? Okay. Now local advertising. Local advertising is when the advertisement is meant only for a small area. Like if it will be for just one state or one city, like just for a very small, it is like broadcasted in a very small area. Any advertising placed by a company, organization or individual operating in a limited geographical area such as city or within a state. Example is like a showroom, a cloth showroom. So that cloth showroom is located in one particular city. So the advertising for that will be done only in that city. Okay? Sweet shop, a particular sweet shop, it is located in just one city. If it is located in Delhi, then definitely the advertising for it will be done only in Delhi area, because there is no use if the advertisement is done at national level, because people are not going to come to that place to buy. That's why. Then global advertising. So advertising a product or service in a country other than where it originates. Okay. Example is Dell. Dell is an international brand of computers and laptops, isn't it? Yeah. So in this case, the advertisement is not restricted to a particular country. Can you give me some examples of brands which advertise internationally? Some brands which advertise internationally. Kenwood, okay, Kenwood, Nokia, okay, then Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Lay's, Daewoo, okay, Sony Ericsson. All these are brands which are available all over the world. So Toshiba, yes. So they are going to advertise internationally. Means their advertisement will not be bounded by area, neither nationally nor locally. It is international. Now on the basis of demand influence, like professional advertising. So advertising directed towards professionals such as doctors, dentists and pharmacists, etc., who are in a position to promote products to their patients or customers. Yeah. whenever we go to a doctor's chamber, if you have ever been to a doctor's place, you might have noticed some like some boards, some signboards are put on the wall of the doctor's chamber, and they have a message on them, and at the end is mentioned the name of a particular medicinal company, a particular drug company, or a particular drug product, like a product to check the diabetes, one button check, or a device to measure the blood pressure. So they are going to advertise at the place of a doctor, because doctor is the one who is going to promote their products. He is going to write to his patients, he is going to prescribe them. So that is the place where his products will become popular. Okay. Dentist, at a dentist chamber, you will normally see posters of different types of toothpaste and cleaning equipments like floss, brushes, yes, toothpaste, toothbrush, floss, and that tongue cleaner and all these. Okay. So this is professional advertising. Yeah, mouthwash also very important. So this is professional advertising, when advertising is related to a particular profession. Like this one. My PPT is uploaded, the main one. Let's go to that one after this. This is just an advertisement. It's nothing else. So what is industrial advertising? It is advertising directed at commercial business customers. So the advertised products are raw materials, components, or equipment needed in the production or distribution of other goods and services. Such type of advertisements like this one, industrial plastics and planes. So these are the supply centers. What are the things which they offer? Okay. So you will find these type of advertisements at near to a particular industry, in the industrial area, because these products are needed over there only. Alright, Prakash? Alright, Prakash, is it clear? Okay. Now consumer advertising. This is the type of advertising which we see on our television every day, and it is meant for the people who are going to use it. Alright, the most common form of advertising. Then trade advertising is, it is undertaken by the manufacturer and directed towards the wholesaler or retailer. This type of advertising is this is somewhat similar to the industrial advertising. So on the basis of target group, brand advertising. So it is advertising with a strong emphasis on the company brand, like Adidas, Nike, Reebok, Lay's, Coca-Cola, Nokia, Samsung. All these are brands. So brand-based advertising. Again, it's a form of international advertising. Corporate advertising is, this is the process of creating awareness, recognition and interest in a company through paid placements in electronic and print media. Yes, like when you open your social networking site account, then you see n number of advertisements. You see, if you operate Facebook, then you see advertisements of Jabong, Myntra. I'm talking about India. Jabong, Myntra, and Amazon, and many more sites, online shopping sites. So this is corporate advertising. Okay. Prakash, can you give me some examples of this corporate advertising? Very good. Amway products. Yeah. Then informative brand advertising. It is that advertising which is carried out in an informative manner. The idea is to give the ad the look of an official article to give it more credibility. Also, informative ads tend to help generate a good reputation. As I told you, the national advertising, Pulse Polio Mission. So the advertisement is very informative in nature. Or for example, if you see the advertisements of investment plans on television, insurance companies investment plans, those ads are also very mutual funds, exactly. Then ULIPs, unit linked insurance plans, those ads are informative. You need to really observe them. Then if you remember education plans, then tele brands, Asian Sky Shop, tele brands, these are types of advertisements. If you have noticed, they are informative. They display their products on television and they try and convince the prospective customers to buy it, isn't it? In India, we see ads of Asian Sky Shop, then tele brands, and there are many more. I'm not able to remember the names of those. Can you name quicker.com? Yes, quicker.com and olx.com. All those are informative brand advertising. They inform the customer. Then persuasive advertising, which seeks to influence and persuade the consumers to buy a product. Again, Asian Sky Shop ads, they are examples of this only. In reminder oriented, it is used for products that have entered the mature stage of the product life cycle. And the advertisements are simply designed to remind customers about the product and to maintain awareness. Like similar example is that one only, Pulse Polio Mission. Like for a child, it may be first time that he is vaccinated, but for others it may be just a continuation of the previous practice. So it will be a reminder for them, but information for the new people. So it will be a dual ad. Now negative advertising. It is more colloquially known as mudslinging. It is trying to win an advantage by referring to negative aspects of an opponent or of a policy rather than emphasizing one's own positive attributes or preferred policies. Can you give me one example of this negative advertising? Have you seen negative advertising somewhere? Can you name it? Lays and Kurkure chips. Okay. And then different brands of shampoo. They criticize each other indirectly. Then different types of soaps, different types of washing powders, toothpaste. Yes, they don't highlight their own good policies. Their main highlight is the negativity of the other product. So that is negative advertising. Okay. And you see negative advertising lots and lots at the times of elections in any place. People do negative advertising. They just highlight the negative points of the opponent. Now, on the basis of corporate philosophy, one is surrogate advertising. It is it is a form of advertising which is used to promote banned products like cigarettes and alcohol in the disguise of another product. Like in India, previously there were lots of ads of whiskey on television. Like we used to see ads of McDowell's whiskey. Now it has been converted to McDowell's #1 soda. So that is one example of surrogate advertising. The product is a negative product, Kingfisher beer. Yes, now you see Kingfisher packaged drinking water. Actually, it is meant for Kingfisher beer only. Then direct response advertising. It is a type of marketing designed to generate an immediate response from consumers where each consumer response can be measured and attributed to individual advertisements. Is there any example to this type? Direct response advertising? Prakash, is there an example to this? Direct response advertising. Can you think of anything? Direct response advertising. Food products. Okay. Or pickles. Pickles offer direct response marketing. No, not really. Rather it can be chocolates, it can be for food products, and it is like, when you go to Pizza Hut, what do? They have a bell at their entrance gate and they say, if you enjoy your meal, please ring the bell. Isn't it? Have you noticed that? So that is direct response marketing. As many more number of bell rings, more satisfied the customer is. Okay? Now, on the basis of media, visual advertising, it is considered to be the most effective mass marketing advertising. That we all know. TV, television, radio, then today internet. That all is most prominent means of advertising. Written advertising in the newspapers, pamphlets, brochures, products like such type of thing. Then internet advertising. This is a newer form of advertising, but it is really becoming very popular. Then mobile advertising. Yes, we get ads on mobile as well. This was it. Now we go to the main slide, like what is PPT, what is advertising. So this we have already discussed. What is advertising? It is a type of persuasion to the customer to buy the product. Now this is the definition. It is a paid form of any non-personal presentation of idea, goods or services by an identified sponsor, that is called advertising. The sponsor is always known. This we don't need to do. Now, role of advertising. It helps to sell the things. It is mainly about brands. It is mainly designed to create and strengthen the consumer's impressions, and its exception is public service and advertising. Yes, we don't do it for brand, public service advertising. So what is the plan for advertising? These are the 6 points, 6 M's which need to be considered. First is merchandise, what the product is, markets, motives, media, measurements and messages. Like the cost of advertising coming is 100 crores and the sale is 80 crores, then that is not a beneficial venture. We are spending more on advertising rather than earning, so that's not good. Now, role of advertising, the first one, marketing. The second one is communication. It can reach audience, it introduces the product, it explains the important changes. This all is very simple, so I'm not explaining anything in this. Okay, you can read it once you get the PPT. Now, what are the economic roles of advertising? It moves from being informational to creating demand. Yes, we see like there's a scheme that if you buy Cadbury's chocolate, you are going to get 25% extra. So this is information also, and if it is repeated all over again, it will be set in the mind of the consumer, and when they will go to market, they will purchase that. So a demand is generated for the product with the help of advertising. Okay. Then advertising is an objective means of providing price value information, thereby creating a more rational economy. Yeah, like we see, we are able to compare the prices of the things, so we become very rational. The consumer becomes very rational in its approach. Then its societal role is it informs consumers, mirrors fashion. Yes, we come to know about the latest trends also through advertising. It teaches consumers about new products. It helps shape consumer self-image, and it perpetuates self-expression. Okay. Now, integrated communications. Advertising is a part of total continuum of communications about the brand. Means advertising is just one part of it. It is a part that fits in the framework of communication. It may have a leading role and carry the greatest budget, but it can be merely cast in a supporting role for a campaign of activity centered around an event. Yes, normally for events and all, advertising is not done on such a large scale. That may just be a supportive role. Now, importance, it involves a huge amount of money. Work is done by relatively few people. Major expenses for media, and companies spend only a small percentage of sales on advertising. The benefit is lot if you hit the audience correctly. Now, types, product advertising, when a product is advertised, this is something which we have already done. Different types of advertising. So this is about that only. Corporate advertising is tries to promote an organization's image, reputation or idea. Now, major advertising media are these: magazine, word of mouth, television. Very simple. Functions, it builds awareness, it creates a brand image, it provides product and brand information, it persuades people, provides incentives to take action, provides brand reminders, and reinforces past purchases and brand experiences. Simple. So who are the key players in this field? One is advertiser, who is the client also, who is trying to advertise his product. Then advertising agency, one that creates the advertisement. Media, which means are we choosing? Then suppliers, is the supply available? Then audience, who is the target audience? All of them together make up a successful campaign. So agency is the organization which has a strategic and creative expertise, media knowledge, workforce talent, and negotiating abilities. It has an advertising department in it, and it's an in-house agency. Means it's a national level agency. Now, media, the channels of communication that carry the message to the audience. They are also companies or huge conglomerates. Mass media advertising can be cost effective because the costs are spread over the large number of people the ad reaches. Means if the ad is reaching a large number of people, then the cost will be very small if we are going to look at it in the long run. We are spending so much, but the sale is also going up because the ad is reaching many people. That is one advantage. A supplier is the one who assists advertisers, agencies, and the media in creating and placing the ads. Vendor services are often cheaper than those in-house. Means wholesaler, retailer, middlemen who are involved in the chain of distribution. Audience, the desired audience for the advertising message. Data gathering technology improves accuracy of information about customers. Advertisers must recognize the various target audiences they are talking to and know as much about them as possible. Now, components of advertising, first is strategy. Having a sound strategy is very important. Then creative idea. You can again read it. More creative the ad will be, it will have greater chances of success. Then execution. If it's executed properly, then it will be a success. Media. Which means is being used? Means selected should be as per the target audience. Is it alright, Prakash? Any doubts you have? You have any doubts? Yes, you are really the lucky one. Normally there are 10, 12 students normally in a class and you are alone today. You are lucky. So now types of advertising, this we have discussed already, the different types. Now what is this non-profit advertising? It is again the advertisements which are broadcasted by the government, the ministry, which are meant for public welfare. And public service advertising is like when they highlight what they have done, the rail line has been built, the roads have been built, all that is public service advertising. Okay, Prakash. So this finishes this. Now I have case studies also, but now there is no time for the class. So we can discuss them in the next class. Okay, Prakash? Is it fine? There are case studies also, but since there is no time now, just a minute is left for the class to be over. So we can discuss these case studies later on in the next class. Okay? So, and try and be on time in the next class. You were late by 10 minutes now, otherwise we would have done this. So be on time. There's another class lined up for you, so I'm not extending. You can just attend that class. Alright. Okay. Bye then. Thanks for your time and please give your feedback. Alright? Okay. Bye. Take care. Have a great weekend. Yeah, thanks. Do give your feedback.